Ah, finally. Zidane Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. I have finished Remind. I have not finished the Limit Cut episode, or whatever you want to call it, the final, whatever, yeah. I've only completed Remind. This video is not what I promised, with the edited video of all of Remind put together into a nice, coherent package. This is a video to basically explain my thoughts. This is my review on Remind itself. I am going to do another thing about the Limit episode. And yeah. So first off, a few things. This is going to be spoiler free, but I do need to mention things about the trailers. In the trailers, you see quite a lot. It does not necessarily spoil anything, but it does give a decent amount of information. There are two scenes that were in the trailers for Remind that are not in Remind itself, but rather in the Limit Cut episode. These two scenes are Riku hanging out with the Final Fantasy crew, and the other is Sora racing towards Yozora. I am assuming that will be at the Yozora thing will be near the end of the Limit Cut episode, and the Riku thing is at the beginning of the Limit Cut episode. I currently have played one boss for the Limit Cut episode, so I don't want to do a spoiler for a review for that yet. But I will be doing that once I have completed that, but that will take me a little bit of time because those bosses are pretty much on the same level as the bosses in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix with the Data versions. So hopefully that is okay, but it like I said, it's going to take me a little bit of time to actually get around to completing all of that. So, yeah. The game. Honestly, it is amazing. Remind is honestly a great game or great DLC, and it's not necessarily the best DLC that I've seen, but it is still a good one. A lot of what it is a lot of Sora going back through the story when you are actually at the Keyblade Graveyard, and basically traveling through that time to reconnect the hearts, to connect 7 hearts of the 7 Guardians of Light in order to save Kairi. Which, yeah, it makes sense. And obviously, if you've played the game, you already know, yeah, he saves her. There's no doubt about it. But it adds a lot of extra scenes and a lot more gameplay ability. A lot of what you're going to be doing in Remind is battling the 13 Darknesses again, basically redoing a lot of the fights from the original game. You do get the first fight of the game is actually the first boss fight, I guess. Yeah, it's actually the first fight. The first fight of the game is as Sora. You will face off against new boss, and you will actually be fighting against 2 different bosses. You're going to be fighting first against the darkness thing, basically the thing that is within Ventus's heart, and the next fight is facing off against Terra Xehanort. Those are the only 2 major fights that are completely new to the game. Most of what you're going to be doing in this is going to be playing as the other characters to basically understand how things were going for them before Sora shows up. You will get to fight and have a lot of fun with the game, but a lot of it is seeing what happened outside of Sora. There is going to be a little bit of stuff that you will get to play for the first time that is really cool. But like I said, most of it is going to be pretty much seeing the exact same game, which is odd, but it kind of makes sense. Then there is, of course, Scarlet Kylam, which adds only, which I'm kind of sad that they didn't add as much space as we kind of thought. Basically, it adds another area for Scala. It's much bigger, and you actually get to explore the two areas a lot more, which is, let me just be honest, it's a ton of fun. And all the extra boss fights that are added after this point are so much fun. Just getting the chance to play as Kairi and all of the other characters is really fun. I do suggest, if you are going to be playing the game, playing through Remind, you will always be getting the two choices with the battles, except for the one where you team up with Mickey. You will be either able to play as Sora or whoever the other character is. These characters are actually kind of lacking, but honestly, I think a lot of people will be fine with that. Getting the chance to play as Roxas as well as to play as a little bit more as Aqua and Riku is a lot of fun, and it's actually a good idea to do that anyways, because that way it's a bit more of a challenge to do the battles. Because if you're playing the game as Sora at level 99 with all of his Keyblades, let's be honest, it's too easy. I legitimately one-shotted most of the guys. Well, not one-shot, but pretty close to one-shotted some of those guys. So definitely don't worry. You'll be pretty. Most of the fights will be pretty easy if you're playing as Sora. But you always get the chance to choose, and that's honestly a lot of fun. There are a lot of treasure chests in Scarlet Kylam, but most of them are kind of pointless, which is probably why there's actually quite a lot that aren't really easy to find, or really any in general. Really, all they're going to be useful for is to help Sora in the final world, basically to play as Sora to defeat all of the 13 Darknesses, which is actually really challenging considering the fact that you can't make your own food. You have to buy it from the Moogle for that if you want to get food. So stock up before you before you start up Remind if you are going to play that. And gather your materials immediately, because you will not get food any other way except for to buy them from the Moogle. So yeah, that's insane. But you do get to still play around quite a bit, and getting the chance to explore a few extra areas is definitely fun. There are some amazing, absolutely stunning fights, and you'll see them in my video. I will actually be putting a little bit of the final ending in my video, because they show a lot of scenes that weren't necessarily shown in the actual gameplay, which kind of sucks, but honestly, it's really cool to be able to see what they've added. But nothing changes for when you're watching the Don't Think Twice portion of the end. Still sad, and but you do get to see one little thing, but I'm not going to spoil that. So definitely do I think now for, well, this final answer. Should you, as someone who hasn't yet even thought of buying Remind, or you're thinking about it but you're not sure if it's really the right choice, should you buy Remind? And the answer is kind of based on you. The simple answer is that if you felt like there was not enough was clear in the final few moments and you want closure, then definitely a good possibility that you should check out Remind. Obviously, don't buy the concert version because it's really not worth it to pay an extra $10 for nothing. But do definitely at least think about it because it's honestly a lot of fun. It's not the best DLC, but it's kind of worth it in my opinion. Some of the scenes make the entire game worth it. Because being able to see those scenes fills me, and I feel like a lot of people, with a lot of joy. Because you get to play through all of that stuff, and it's honestly tons and tons of fun. And it's just a great time. As for the Limit Cut episode, I have not played enough of it to really say if that adds any worth to it. But as for those of you who aren't fans or you are not really confused about what happened at the end there and want closure, then maybe don't. Like I said, I will be uploading my playthrough, and which has my reactions to everything in a few days. So definitely stick around to check that out if you're still contemplating whether or not to get it. And if Remind itself isn't enough to make you get it, that you don't want to get it yet because you've just seen what I've seen about Remind, then I suggest waiting until I release my Limit Cut video, my review for that, and then decide, because that is probably going to be the final nail in the coffin to really help you decide. Now, as for people who are excited for the next few Kingdom Hearts games, should you get this because of the fact that we are going to be getting a new game in spring for the phone? No, do not buy Remind if you just want to see what is going on for the phone game, because the phone game is not going to be important. At least nothing in Remind is important towards the phone game. Most of the information that you can get about Xehanort is in normal Kingdom Hearts 3. The rest of that is that whole thing is supposedly going to be his origins. So anything that is in Kingdom Hearts 3, Remind, you don't need to know about it. But if you are extremely excited for Kingdom Hearts 4, then I do suggest you get it because it feels like they're going to be doing a lot more with it. Based off of Remind, because Kingdom Hearts 4 will likely be Riku trying to save Sora. So look forward to that. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that, but hopefully that clears things up for if you guys are going to be getting the game. Obviously, there is a lot more stuff that I'm going to be having to talk about throughout the next few weeks about Kingdom Hearts, but we shall see exactly what happens. But anyways, guys, let me know your theories or anything else that you want know about Kingdom Hearts 3 or really anything about Kingdom Hearts or anything down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell. And of course, if you want to support the channel even more, then definitely check out my links down in the description below. But anyways, guys, I have been Electro Ninja. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Hopefully you have given your chance, that you're going to give Kingdom Hearts 3 a chance. And please, again, let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I'll see you guys next time. But on!